having conducted one of the most participated, credible, free and fair local government election in the history of Taraba State, as observed by some people in the state. His Excellency Governor Agbo Kefas has stated that the roles of the newly elected local government chairman were pivotal in the implementation of five-finger agenda of his administration. Governor Kefas, who made this declaration during the official inauguration ceremony of the newly elected local government chairman, charged them to bring democratic dividends to the people at the grassroots who voted for them.
Today marks a significant moment as we gather here and witness the swearing-in ceremony of the recently elected local government chairmen, who are entrusted with the responsibility of steering our communities towards progress and development. Your roles are pivotal in the implementation of the five-finger agenda set forth by the present administration. And I want to emphasize and they expect you to give them the best. As valuable window of opportunity to make a lasting impact on the lives of the people you are going to serve. It is imperative that you work tirelessly to bring about positive change and development to our local communities. In addition to the outlined agenda, I encourage you to embrace technology to enhance governance. You are to leverage digital solutions for the improved service delivery, data management, and communication with the public. This will not only streamline processes, but also make information more accessible to everyone. You are to collaborate with neighboring local governments, fostering unity and knowledge sharing. Together, you can address regional challenges and maximize developmental opportunities, promoting a sense of shared responsibility and collective progress. You are to invest in the capacity building of your local government staff. A well-trained personnel contributes significantly to the effective governance and service delivery. By doing so, you empower your team to work towards a common goal of uplifting our communities. Finally, as you lead your local government, remember the importance of emergency preparedness. Develop and regularly update contingency plans for disaster management in your areas. Being prepared for emergencies is not just responsible governance, but a demonstration of your commitment to the safety and well-being of all citizens. In conclusion, I want to congratulate you and congratulate the people of Taraba State for this well-deserved position and trust that you will approach your duties with a sense of duty.
Other stakeholders in the state who spoke with Entv opined that the local government election conducted by Governor Agbo Kefas was in accordance with international standards and a mark of good planning.
And the process is not anything that one person alone can stand in the gap and speak for. It's very important that we all know this. Election is a process and election is an event. The culmination of all the processes gave rise to the event, which is the voting. And down the lane, a lot of things happen. I speak because as the chief electoral officer by law, I ought to insist and say that things must be done rightly. For those of you journalists who have been following the trend of events here, we have been very, very open. We have allowed all the shares of idea in the journey. We have been able to ensure that all the materials were on ground 2 days to the election. The materials were transported to the various local governments on the 16th of the month, and the elections held on the 18th of the month. The materials were rationed out local government by local government in the presence of the security operatives, in the presence of IPAC, the inter-party council. They were all there. The electoral officers, the assistants were all there. We hired 36 vehicles that were there, and the media were there. So, I don't like making general statements, because if you make a universal statement, you want to take the position of God Almighty, which we all started with. A journalist cannot be everywhere. So it's very, very important, yes, that if we are assessing the situation, we need to be very, very clear. Let me say this with due respect to the journalist, Chuan, Mr. Chuan. We also went around. We went to a polling unit. We didn't see election activities happening. I led the team, and we went there. So my visitor indicated that we didn't telegraph anything. If I knew nothing was happening there, I could have led people, journalists, even the forum of the national, state, independent electoral commissions, the NGOs, to that very place. In fact, I was going there, I was very excited that we went there, and we didn't see anything happening. And so we had to ask why. The voters were right. The voters didn't see the voters list displayed. And they didn't see their names. And so a number of them moved away. By the time we got there, elections never started. The electoral people who ought to have started doing something were not there. The electoral officer, the EO, had to run back to the secretariat here while we went over to see what was happening. And then fortunately, he got a copy of the voter register and he went back there. The election which we didn't see happening started and people came and voted. And the voting time even elapsed and the
various stakeholders for their invaluable roles throughout the election. Your collective efforts before, during, and after the election exemplify the unity and solidarity that define the essence of the PDP family. As we embark on this journey together, Your Excellency, we want to assure you, on behalf of my colleagues, 16 local government chairmen, that we are committed in giving our utmost best for the development of peace and progress in the respective councils and the state in general, in alignment with Your Excellency's visionary 5-point agenda, which is binding all of us. Finally, Your Excellency, on behalf of my colleagues, the still local government chairmen, I want to sincerely thank you very much, and indeed wish all that are here joining nations to their respective destinations. Thank you, and we
Like you rightly pointed out, you rightly said, everything went on smoothly, very smoothly. This is a map of good planning. The elections were conducted in a very peaceful, harmonious manner, devoid of rancor, devoid of violence, and honestly, not only me, generally, the election was adjudged credible. Elections were conducted. Personally, I voted. I came to my voting center, polling station. I voted, and after voting, I went round. I didn't just vote and stay. I went round, visited some of the voting centers in some of the wards. I went to about 3 to 4 wards within Jalingo Metropolis. Went to Savongari. I went to Corner Ward. I went to, aside from this Nyamusala here, and I went to Majidadi Ward. I went to some other places. I even included Mel 6. These are all voting centers, voting places, unless you are indigenous. But as reporters, you will know all these places. So these are places located within Jalingo Metropolis. And I visited them. Everything was honestly very fine, although there was a little bit of uh, water apathy and delay in deployment of election materials. These are common things, even in advanced democracies. You find oftentimes that election materials, before they are taken to the proper places for election, there used to be little delay. There was delay, to be honest. We can't say everything was 100% okay. There was delay, but the delay, I want to say clearly, that did not affect the overall conduct and credibility of the elections. Considering the situation, the challenges is facing, paucity of funds and other logistical issues, but he went honestly far, far, far ahead of everybody's imagination and thinking, and planned this thing in conjunction with the body that is statutorily responsible for conduct of local elections, the SAEC, the State Independent Electoral Commission, which is being headed by Dr. Philip Due. Sat down, all the stakeholders put their hands on deck, and what happened has happened. Elections were conducted, and they were credible. Honestly, honestly, it's a milestone achievement for the governor of Taraba State. He has done very well. I give him kudos for that. That tier of government is always the the tier that bears the brunt. They have made promises to the people. This is a grassroots tier that directly impacts the lives and well-being of the generality of people. So they should live above board. live up to expectation. They should make sure that they conduct themselves very well and they meet up with the yearnings and aspirations of the people at the grassroots. Developmental projects, they should take measures that will go a long way and impact positively on the lives of the people living at the grassroots. They should not be too careless, too reckless with security. Taraba said people should not toy with security. So, local government chairmen, being the chief security officers in their respective local government councils, they should take up security issues very, very seriously. They should not play with it. Aside from helping people, impacting the lives of their people, there's also the issue of security.
Yes, I did casted my vote during the last local government elections in my own polling unit, my ward. So I participated fully. The elections went on fully, very hitch free. So to God be the glory. There were no much problems, even regarding either the electorates or from the SAYEK people. So the elections were carried out successfully. And my general piece of advice to the elected chairman that were recently sworn in is that let them be focused. The only best way for them to achieving the set goals for this administration is to focus on the leadership, that is the governor. What are his goals? By the time they follow the trend of His Excellency Dr. Kefas Agu, definitely they are going to succeed because our governor has a very good articulated and well designed goals, in which if these goals are followed judiciously by the executive, by the council chairman, definitely the electorates are going to get the dividend of the democracy. In my constituency, for now, as my principal used to say, that is the executive governor, he came in, or we came in and met the situation in the state. They were not conducive. So with this, I cannot boast out for now to say that these are the major achievements I have made. But even though I have gone places within my constituency, I interacted with the electorates. For those of them that were in their needs, because my constituency is one of those areas that were being ravaged with this crisis. Fulani herdsmen, even this the budding trees. So I went places. There is even a place I went and the worshippers in that particular community, they had their church being raised down. I even had to, I came to the bank. I loaned money from the bank. I went and equally I restored or I reconstructed that church. Even presently, as I am seated now, I have a second church that the carpenters are already on the field, even putting that structure in place. I went there even without even taking an inventory. I just requested those my carpenters. I mobilized them to the side of that area. I was just driving along the road. Then I saw that place very devastating. So I've now spent millions now. Yes. So these are some of the things coupling with the hardship in the country and particularly in the state now. So we are just starting. We are just barely about 4 to 5 months in the system. So in this regards, these are some of the things I have done. And I equally paid some school fees for some school children from my own constituency. And by His grace, These are some of the programs I will continue to be rendering so that I will touch the life of my electorate.
The newly elected local government chairmen were advised to use the golden opportunity given to them by the people to write their names among the noblemen and women in the society. Augustus Oche Ifene, Entv, Abuja.